I've gotten a lot of questions recently about the gun I compete with, and for the last 4 months or so, it's been this gun right here. This is a Blackdog Gunworks 2011 open gun. It's chambered in 9mm, and it's set up to run major power factor. If you're not familiar with major power factor, Google it. There's videos on the subject. Basically, it's a high pressure, high velocity 9mm round that gets a scoring advantage in USPSA over 9mm minor power factor, which is a lower pressure, lower velocity round. So when I say 2011, I basically mean a double stack 1911. It takes double stack magazines instead of a single stack. 2011s use a 1911 top end. The slide, the barrel, the recoil assembly is all straight from a 1911, as well as most of the fire control group. The main differences are the frame, the grip, and the modularity associated with that. So, like I said, the entire top end is from a 1911. The frame comes right along here and it stops about right here. The grip is separate, unlike a 1911 where the grip and the frame are all go together. You just stick some scales on there and you're good. In this particular gun, this entire plastic part, including the trigger guard and everything, and the mainspring housing, is all grip, and it comes off of the frame. That's part of the modularity. You can use metal grips, plastic grips. There's a bunch of different ones out there these days. So as you can see, this gun is empty, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the magazine. We're all safe here. So this gun in particular, the owner of Blackdog Gunworks, his name is Brad Metcalf, and I was looking for a backup open gun because I had a major match coming up, and this was all about 5 months ago or so. And Brad was one of the people that I contacted looking for a backup gun. Well, he didn't have any new guns for sale. He builds them custom to order. But he did have his own personal gun that he was willing to sell. And that's what this gun is right here. This was his personal gun. And he really helped me out of a bind and sold it to me. And since that time, it has actually become my primary gun as opposed to the backup that I was looking for. And I like it so much, I've got another one on order that should hopefully be here in the next maybe 4 weeks or so. And it's virtually identical to this one. So let's go over some of the specifics to this gun. So this is the Blackdog Signature Slide Lightning. Also has front and rear cocking serrations. And it also goes further with lightening the slide. You can see it steps down in the rear. And it's got this really cool design. And I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but it's something like Bellefiore, something like that. And it stands for beautiful flower. And so that's what he, I think it was named after somebody, but it's one of his signature cuts that he does. And it's really grown on me. I mean, I wasn't really looking for it to start with, but it's just neat. It's, these guns are made to go fast and look good doing it, and so that just adds to it. Also, this gun has 3 popple holes in the barrel, as you can see here. Now what these do, these direct gas upward, they work in conjunction with the comp to direct gas upward to keep the muzzle flatter, basically to keep it down while the gun fires, to hopefully allow for faster follow-up shots, keep the gun on target more, that kind of thing. And people argue the effectiveness of popple holes on 9mm. They do cause the glass to get dirty in the optic, a little more so than just a comp, but they don't bother me. If they work, great. If they don't, I probably wouldn't know a difference, but they're on here, they don't bother me, so my new gun's going to have them as well. This has a titanium compensator. It just keeps a little bit of the weight off the front end of the gun. Some other things. This is just normal STI plastic grip that Brad has stippled himself. I really like this stippling. I'll zoom in so you can see the texture. It's got a aggressive feel when you grab the gun hard, but it's not going to tear your hands up. It really allows you to hold onto the gun very tightly, but it doesn't just rip your hands to shreds like some of the other stippling I've seen. I'm a big fan of this, so I'm getting him to stipple my new grip as well. I'm going to do something a little bit different on the trigger guard. He undercut the trigger guard right here and a little bit here as well, but he left it all flat. I did a little quick and dirty stippling underneath the trigger guard. Let's focus on that. Like I said, it's quick and dirty, but it gets the job done. It allows me a better purchase with my weak hand underneath here to keep it from pulling loose, and I'll show a little bit more of that with my grip later. I'm using the Brazos Big Mouth 2 magwell. As you can see, it is well used. The reason I use this, I'll try and get this in frame for you. It feels like it pushes up on my hand down here and really gets my hand high and tight into the gun with a really, really rock solid locked in grip. I've tried Dawson magwells, some of the STIs and some other ones, and basically this one is just built up more along the top and really kind of crowds my hand, my strong hand especially. And like I said, it feels like my grip is more locked in that way. So that's why I chose that magwell. Let's flip around to the other side here. I'm using the Egw Paddle Mag Release, or Mag Release Paddle. It gives me a little bit better reach with my thumb to hit the mag release. Switch sides here. So when I'm holding the gun and I go to drop the mag, I can reach it without having to break my grip too bad. Some of the bigger paddles, like the STI paddle, I've got one of those. I've used it on other guns. The problem I have with it is sometimes I bump it with my weak hand when my weak hand comes in real strong. So I really like the EGW. It's enough of a paddle where I can reach it, but it's not so big that I bump it inadvertently. And it's also like $5 too, which beats the heck out of the other ones. I have got the CR Speed, Res Comp, Loud Pedal, whatever, thumb rest. I've trimmed it down a little bit. I've got it on the second notch here. And I've trimmed it down so the slide stop lever can come out without hitting it. Let's see if I can show you what my grip looks like with it. I really like the way my hand fits on it. It really seems to be steady, and between the thumb rest and the stippling underneath the trigger guard and the undercut right here, feels like I can really squeeze and lock in with my weak hand. If it were a little lower, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, but I don't know, it doesn't bother me being so high. I know some people like it like really low thumbs, and I typically shoot guns without a thumb rest with really low thumbs, but like I said, I feel like I'm locked in with this grip, with this thumb rest in the position it is, and it works for me. All right, this is the Everglades ammunition Leopold Delta Point Pro mount, and obviously that goes with the Leopold Delta Point Pro optic on top. This is probably not going to work very well. It's going to show the dot. Yep, it shows the dot is really huge. Well, when it zooms in or when it focuses out, that's more along the lines of what the dot looks like. Don't have quite so much sunburst and all. It's a 2.5 MOA dot. They make a 7.5 MOA triangle, but I like the precision that the 2.5 MOA dot provides. It's bright enough that I don't have any trouble picking it up, even in the bright conditions, so that's good. It sits a little bit lower to the bore than some of the, like an upright Seymour mount. That would be, it's got a bigger window, but it sits up a little bit higher as well, and so the transition going from iron sights to an optic on top was a little bit tough when I shot an upright Seymour, but I like how natural this one points. It seems pretty easy to pick up. This is a Brazos Zig Racker slide racker, It is on, it's got detents in the bottom, and it's got detent holes drilled into the slide. If I twist that, it's going to get in a shadow, so you can see them though. So it pops in and locks into place, and this is used to rack the slide, because sometimes it can be hard to get a grip, especially with the full-size Seymours that come out to here. So you really don't have much to grab onto with the slide, especially when the hammer's down. It can be tough and hands will slip. So slide rackers makes it really easy to grab. Let's see what else. This is using a standard Sti Trigger. My new one's going to have the SV interchangeable trigger system, and I may eventually switch this one out as well. I prefer a flat trigger or the Brian Enos bottom curve trigger, the trigger bow itself. So that's what my new one's going to have. Oh, safety. So I run a single-sided safety on the left side. A lot of people run ambi safeties, and I don't. I have a very high grip, and I've tried to run ambi safeties before, but they dig in to my finger right here, into my knuckle, and I have a hard time keeping the safety off with my strong hand thumb when I'm pushing it up with my strong hand knuckle on the other side. So it's either digging into my knuckle really bad, or I'm bumping the safety on with it. So for that reason, I run a single-sided safety. I have cut it along the front here to more naturally fit my hand. As you can see, it was the normal profile, like around the curve around the back, extended all the way to the front up here, so it kind of came out like that. And I was having the same trouble. I was bumping it on with my weak hand when it was before I filed it down like that. So I found that this works. If you'll watch a recent video of mine, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the MPSA, USPSA videos from, it'll be January 2017. Actually, may have been December of 2016. I don't know, either one. I was shooting a weak hand only string, and I bumped it off, and that caused me to go from about an 84% to a 67% in the classifier, which hurt. But that's the only time it's really bothered me. I think it's saved me more trouble than it has caused. So I'm going to keep rolling with it until it bites me even more, I guess. Or until I figure out a way to actually deal with it with my strong side knuckle, or strong hand knuckle on my right side. I have tried an ambi safety that was shaved down a lot, but I still bumped it. I don't know. Single-sided safety works for me. So I believe that's the basics of this gun. Like I said, I like it so much that I've got another one on the way that's going to be virtually identical. It'll be a different color, but most everything else is going to be the same. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try and answer them quickly and completely. If I need to make a new video, I can, if it comes up with a lot of questions about things. So if you like this video, please hit that like button below and subscribe to my channel, and shoot me a comment and tell me what you thought, what you think of the channel overall, anything you'd like to see in the future. I'm always looking for ideas. I didn't even think about doing a video on this gun until I had some questions about it. So questions will produce content. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll have some new videos up soon.